On the workbench today, we have this Radio Shack AM/FM indoor antenna. I've not used this device yet, so we're going to install it and check it out and see what it does. This device came out in 2003. I'm not sure what it's sold for because there's not a 2003 Radio Shack catalog. In the 2002 catalog, this particular item was not shown. There was a AM and FM model that sold for $40. Didn't look like this, but it was the only AM and FM that they offered. As you can see, there's really not much to it. It's kind of plain, simplistic. It's really lightweight, but the plastic fill is pretty solid. On the front here we have just a power LED, let you know that it is plugged in, and some kind of cool looking design. I would imagine that's where the antenna is. Now this is, since it is powered, this is going to be an active antenna. On the back we have 2 holes for mounting to a wall, and they were also kind enough to give you the exact measurements of what you need to relay that to your wall and get it mounted properly. On the bottom we have hardwired in our AM antenna and our FM antenna. Now these are outputs to the receiver themselves. There is no external antenna. Everything is done internally in this device. Sides are pretty plain. You get to this side over here, we do have this potentiometer, and as you can see, it reads maximum. So you're able to adjust the gain. They state that it's a plus or minus 15 dB gain. On the back side we have a rubber bumper. You can see these tracks here on the bottom, these key slots. I bought this at a second-hand store. I did not get the full kit. What inserts here is a foot or a cradle, at which return you stand it up. So this device is a vertical only device, not a horizontal device. As I stated, AM antenna wire, 75 ohm FM antenna. Now on this is also where you plug in the power supply. Power supply is 12 volts DC at 100 milliamps with a positive tap. I purchased this item a while ago. As stated, I have not used it. You'll probably notice my workbench looks a little different today. I'm in the process of redoing my workbench. I built a shelf and painted it and lacquered it, and that's going in today. As a result of that, my new shelf is going to take up this side of my workbench, which will block access to my stereo. It's not necessarily a good thing or a bad thing. However, what that does prohibit me from doing is gaining access to the back of the receiver easily. Generally, I just grab it, muscle it, swing it around, and do what I need to and put it back. Once I put the shelf in place, that's not going to happen. I'll have to actually pull it forward. So, as the advent of putting up the new shelf today, I thought, hey, I should do a new video and get that little guy put in line, providing it works out well. So that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to find out. So let's go ahead and do that, shall we? Now, before we install this, let's have a couple control frequencies, test frequencies, to see if there is any improvement once this is put in line. So here on FM, you clearly see we're not getting really good reception on this frequency by the stereo light. Which definitely true when you turn up the volume. Now switch over to AM. So those will be our two control test frequencies. Now my current antennas for FM is just a back of the set TV antenna that's sitting in the window, and that's what's plugged into here. For AM antenna on this unit, I have one of these back of the set wire loop antennas. We'll take that out. Plug the power in. Now I'm not going to pretty this job up. I'll do that after the cameras are turned off. But we'll definitely test it out and see how it works. Ooh, isn't that spectacular? Okay, first we're going to do AM radio, and we're going to have the antenna gain set to minimum, and then we'll increase it to maximum to see if it does anything spectacular. So here we are at minimum, and now we're going to increase it. So that's maximum. It did not make a bit of difference. Here's FM, and we're at minimum. We're rotating it up to maximum. Well, that definitely helped. One thing didn't dawn on me is earlier in the video I said that this is a vertical only device, not horizontal. I have it horizontal. So let's go ahead and flip it and see what it does. I'm going to go ahead and leave it on maximum, the gain, and see if it does anything spectacular. So here we are, horizontal max, and there we are, vertical max. Not a whole bunch, but something. I think it definitely made a big difference over the rabbit ears that I had in the window. Let's go ahead and switch back over to AM and see if going horizontal made any difference. I'm sorry, vertical. So here we are, vertical, and we are maximum. Let's take it down to minimum. Now I'm not noticing any difference. One thing to note, I'm filming this at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. This station here is several hundred miles away from me on the FM band. That was a local station. So let's see if we can pull in other stations. We'll leave the antenna horizontal and vertical, and we'll leave it on maximum. So adjusting the gain plus or minus on that frequency made absolutely no difference. And same with that. Interesting. If I move the active antenna away from the radio, the buzz goes away. If I bring it close, interesting. Actually, I don't even have to have it close and just aim it in that direction. Move on.
And that is third on the all. Up to $600 on. I think that's a completely ridiculous.
Well, I'm going to say that it did help, because I would not be able to get a lot of these frequencies otherwise.
Watching TV. Download the free Ziggle app and get
So let's go ahead and turn the gain down on that. Well, that definitely made a bit of a difference there. So we're minimum gain. There you go all the way up to high. Let's just go mono. Yeah. Maximum, minimum. And you could see the stereo light just fade away. So there's maximum, minimum. Well, there you have the Radio Shack active AM/FM antenna. It does marginally well over the rabbit ears I had in my window and the wire wound loop antenna that came with the head unit. Does better. I will keep it in line. Nothing to write home about, but it definitely does better. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll catch you in the next video.